about the scratchiness. Anyway. I'm working on a sound solution. I got an external mic. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with my built-in camera. So, either I gotta find a third-party camera app or find a different mic. I don't know. But I figured out what the problem is, and it's my body glove phone case. It's like plastic, so it vibrates, and basically, I don't know, they didn't make a big enough hole for the mic or something. Anyway, so power of the spoken word. I'm going to summarize, paraphrase the previous video, and do a second part as well. The first video is pretty, to narrow it down, it's not necessarily what you say, it's how you say it. The power of the spoken word is a form of instant manifestation. It's taking a thought or an idea, a concept, and through the use of your voice, presenting it to the world in a form of 3D physical manifestation. Because you're physically creating a vibration in the air around you. Now, when the voice is coupled with emotion, such as a very passionate singer, for example, you feel it. You don't just hear it. Funny enough, a lot of people react to the power of the spoken voice or the power of the spoken word a lot more emotionally than what they realize, or at least what they think anyway. You know, say something that offends somebody or upsets them, and oh no. Everybody immediately gets defensive and all this other stuff, which should be a very big indicator. You know, ask yourself, what is it you're getting defensive about? Why is it you feel upset? Why is it you feel offended? And why? Ask more than one why, though. Dig a few layers deep, and you'll probably discover there's some underlying insecurity, fear, or something else that is triggering this anger and or resentment reaction, this defensive reaction. It's the ego fighting to protect the inner child. So yes, the power of the spoken word, it's not often what you say, but how you say it, and the emotion you put into that can make a huge difference. But it also means that you should speak with intent and purpose. And if your intent and purpose is to hurt, obviously, lash out. I don't suggest that wholeheartedly. Nobody likes that. And it often, you know, if you're just reacting emotionally, it's usually not very productive. So the other side of the power of the spoken word is what gives words power? Well, words are a form of symbolism. You give it power. Other than the inflection and tone in a person's voice, which will convey the part of the emotional context that they're trying to get across, which can help to discern their true intentions or meaning when they're speaking to you. And learning how to intuitively read that. Other than that, what gives a word power is you. You give it power. You decide how much impact that particular word is going to have on you. Good, bad, or indifferent. Not just a word, but who it's coming from. You could have your best friend say, hey, I love you at the end of a phone conversation. And sure, it has meaning, it has some weight or whatever. Your divine counterpart says, I love you. Whole different ball of wax. Carries 10 times the amount of weight, 10 times the amount of emotion. And there's multiple reasons for it. One, because it is your counterpart. 2, because you give it that much more weight and power. It's that much more important and valuable to you. Brings me to an interesting concept of value. You know, you hear a lot of people talk about know your self-worth. Knowing your worth and knowing your value is a form of belief and faith. Most people, when they talk about that, they come across with an air of righteous indignation, entitlement. Not always, but most of the time. You know, I deserve to be treated better than that, blah, 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 blah. Really? People don't deserve anything, they earn it. It's funny how many people want conditional love, or love under condition. You know, I'll be there for you provided you do A, B, and C, provided you love me this way and allow me to do whatever. You know, that kind of shit. In my personal experience, thinking like that, I deserve to be treated better, I deserve to be talked to a certain way, since we're talking about the power of the spoken word. And that is true to an extent. I mean, I'm not discrediting basic human decency and respect by any means. But you get what you give. At the same time, having certain expectations about the way people should handle you or talk to you is more of a desire in my mind. It's not a true self-worth belief. Because if you believed yourself to be worthy of a certain level of honesty, vulnerability, respect, so forth and so on, most of the people that you interact with who don't provide those things, you wouldn't even be around. It's that simple. Because you would believe yourself to be worthy of better than that, so why put yourself or lower yourself? It sounds arrogant, I know. But it's true. I myself have found that as my sense of self-worth started to improve, and I truly believed myself to be worthy of a certain level of emotional, energetic, and physical interaction from the people in my life. Once I truly started to believe that, a lot of people in my life started fading away and disappearing. I didn't get upset about it. I didn't get mad. I didn't demand that they treat me better. I just no longer had a desire to be around it. So, power of the spoken word. It's a form of instant manifestation. So be mindful of what you say, and more importantly, how you say it, as well as the emotion behind it. There's a lot of this in every single person that picks up on a lot more than we consciously realize. The slightest little sneer or sarcastic twist of tone in one's voice can make all the difference in the world. Yeah. And like I said, what really gives words power is you. You decide whether or not that word is going to hurt or make you feel well as whether or not the person saying it to you. By doing so, you're giving not only that word power, but you're giving that person power too. And of course, it's going to happen. That's just part of human interaction. There's always an energetic exchange, whether you realize it or not. Always. I'll leave that one at that. I'm working my butt off, so I'm tired. I look tired, as you can tell. So, anyway, any suggestions on either external microphones or camera apps that support external microphones would be much appreciated. So, have a blessed day.